Okay, you guys, so now I'm going to talk through how this is a family effort here. I'm going to talk through how to do this last part. This is why you have bobby pins. So you need to be locating and getting actually four bobby pins. One is going to be your control. And then you should, gosh, I hope I gave you guys four. I might have just done three. Shoot. That's going to be rough on you. Hopefully I gave you four paper clips. If you have four bobby pins, great. Four paper clips, great. And before you ever start, come bring it in here, Zoe. And this is where you're looking in your handout, and you're actually looking up here at this part. So we're looking at, is that right? Can't read what that says. Heat treating. Oh yeah, this is going to be our control of these things before we begin. So before you ever start, we want you to get a feel for, I can't read this. This is not where we're at. We're down here. Right here. So before we start, you're just going to have one bobby pin act as your control, one paper clip act as your control. What I am going to do is demonstrate what you're going to do for annealing, for quenching, and for tempering. Before you get in front of a flame, okay, now go back again. Whatever you're going to use to hang on to your bobby pin, your paper clip, it really should be insulated down here. It could be kitchen tongs. Remember, you could do this in the gas stove, but I'm going to have my dad help me. He's got a propane torch. So we're going to end up using these pliers. I think that's what they're called, right, Dad? Pliers? See? Okay, guys. And we're going to end up using a propane. So if you look at Granddad, that's my dad, that's always Granddad. And oh, look, he's having fun. You guys remember he's an electrical engineer, worked on a railroad, worked as a plumber. Lived in a house with a dirt floor, right, Dad?
I have.
And then you decided, hey, maybe he's going to go make a few bucks and go be an engineer. And he's going to help me out today. And you also, Zoe, come back over here. You want to obtain a glass of ice water. So at any point, you guys can push pause, get things ready. All right? So Dad's going to come on over this way. And what we're going to demonstrate first is annealing. So with annealing, we're going to want to get the tip of this bobby pin hot, red hot. And then I'm going to slowly lift it out of the flame. So I'm going to put it right here. It's going to, and this is going to get red hot pretty darn quick. And then I want to slowly lift it. I'm going to lift it up and out of the heat. And that's our first part. That's annealing. So I'm going to do that with the bobby pin. And then I'm going to do that same concept right away with my paper clip. Just so that I have that idea of what I'm doing to be the same for each. So I'm going to take the paper clip, I'm going to heat the tip of this red hot and then pull it slowly out of the flame. So we're going to heat it up. We want that bend to get red hot. And then we're going to slowly pull it out of the heat. So notice how I'm kind of going straight out of that heat. Again, if you're doing this with a propane torch, have your dad, mom, somebody there with you as you do it. That was annealing. And I did both of them. I'm not going to test them yet. I want them to cool down. Okay, the next direction is quenching. This is where you're going to need your ice water. You're going to do the same idea. So I'm going to heat it red hot, and then I'm going to immediately quench it in this ice water. So the tip of that inner cone, get it to be red hot. And then I'm going to go straight to the water. And I quenched it in here. We're going to set it down. And you need to make sure that you have these in order so you know what it is that you're doing next. Okay, so let's show the quenching of the paper clips. So, Dad, you're doing an awesome job. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll always remember this. So we are heating, heating this up red hot. And then we're going to quench it right away. Makes a cool little sizzling sound. We'll come back and look at that. And now we have one more. So this is going to be tempering. These words should sound a little familiar, especially the tempering. We did that with the chocolate, very different way, but we did do that with the chocolate. So we're going to do the same idea as quenching. So I'm going to quench it, and then I'm going to bring it back in this flame, and I'm going to heat it up again, but I don't want to heat it up to red hot. And that can be a little bit of a tricky thing to do, but that's my goal. So I'm going to this very first time, I'm going to heat it up red hot. I want it to get red hot. And I'm focusing on that loop. I'm going to quench it. And then I'm going to go at a cooler part of the flame. And I'm gonna heat it up. If it gets a little red, great, but I don't want it to get too hot. That's probably good. And I'm gonna pull it out. Okay, so that is tempering. I'm gonna do the same concept with the paper clip. So I'm gonna heat it up. Make sure when you guys are doing this and putting the next item on, you're not touching your pliers or your tongs. It's gonna be hot there, you guys. Metal, unless it's red, it's not gonna let you know it's hot. So we're gonna quench it first. So we're gonna heat this loop up, red hot. I'm gonna quench it. Then I'm gonna bring it back into the flame where it's a little bit cooler up here near the top. And I'm gonna heat it up again. And it's getting hot, believe me. Imagine if your finger was there. That would not feel too good. Heating it up, but not to red hot. And then we're gonna set that down and let it cool. Okay, I'm gonna have my dad turn off the propane torch, and then he's gonna get to be the tester here. So Zoe, maybe you stand right here, and Granddad is gonna stand right here. And we're gonna have Dad go through this, but you know, this is just to help you. Whatever results we came up with, we might be totally wrong. We've never done this before, you guys. First time ever. Still can't believe that they're letting us try this out. So I don't want you to think if you got something different than what we did that you were messed up, because I have no idea what the results should be. So quit laughing at me. All right, Mr. Granddad. So this is the control, and that's what I want you guys to start with too. And actually face it so that she can see. There you go. And all he's being asked to do is just try to open it up. And Dad, comment on what that felt like when you did that. Like if you're just
it's quite a bit of resistance.
Quite a bit of resistance. Okay, so now we're going to be comparing that, and we're going to go through all the bobby pins, and then we'll go through all the paper clips. So now we're going to look at the bobby pin that was asked to be annealed. So remember, annealing was we heated it up red hot, and then we slowly pulled it out of the flame. Okay, so face Zoe, and then you're going to give a comment on what that.
Very similar to the first one.
Similar to the first one. Okay, so pretty similar to the first one, says Granddad.
Maybe a slightly less.
Maybe slightly less. Okay, so this was the quenching. So we heated it up red hot, dipped it into the ice water.
Oh, breaks immediately.
Oh, wow.
No resistance at all.
No resistance, lost its workability, not malleable anymore. Okay, now this is the one that we called tempering. So we quenched it and then we reheated it, but not to red hot. So Granddad, have a go. Tell us what that feels like for you.
Okay, here we go. Get a hold of it, pull it out, out. Oh, much more resistance than any of the others.
Oh, so it became stronger, you think?
I sure did.
I wonder what that means. Okay, all right, so that's in the words of Granddad, you guys. Of what happened. Now we're going to do the same idea. And the thing to catch here is, and I haven't told you yet, now a lot of times, and I've been saying it as a mistake myself, aluminum. We think this is aluminum paper clip because it's shiny and it's pretty like aluminum. It's not. This is steel. And if you've ever gotten a paper clip wet over time, it rusts, right? Steel is also going to rust. So this is steel, and bobby pins are actually steel as well. What is going to be different is, think of the packet we just finished. We are talking about unit cell structures. Even though they're steel, they're actually two different types of crystal lattices, two different unit cell structures. I'm not going to tell you which is which yet, but we've got two different types of steel here. So Granddad, this is, and when you guys do this to begin with, remember the loop we focused on was up here. So we're just going to make this a little bit easier on us. We don't really care about what happens here. We're interested in this loop. So you're gonna do the same idea. This is your control. Get kind of a feel for what that's like.
Okay, I've got the feel. That's the standard.
Okay, so that's his comparing. Granddad did a lot of tests on, he told me whenever he was, what did you do when you grew up? And he said he worked on R2-D2s. I thought he was the bomb.com. Okay, so this is the annealing one. This is the one we heated up and then we slowly pulled out of the flame. All right, Dad, take it away.
Okay, here we go. Oh, much easier than the original.
Ah, more workable. More workable, okay. All right, this was the one that we quenched. Now, quick reminder, when we quenched the bobby pin, it snapped. So my brain might go into, will it do that same thing? We have no idea. Again, we've never done this before. Let me get this ready for him. Ooh, it's gonna be a little harder. There, okay, so there you go. Dad, take it away. Tell us what you come up
Okay.
with there.
Less resistance than the standard unquenched,
Okay.
or unheated.
And what was it like? Like, was it kind of comparable to the annealing, or how would you feel?
I would say maybe less than the annealed
Even
one.
less than the annealing.
Yes.
And completely different than the bobby pin that was quenched. Remember, that's the one that snapped. So very interesting, even though they're both steel. Now, this is the last one where we tempered it. So we quenched it, then we brought it back in the heat, and we tempered it. So let's let Granddad give an opinion on that.
Oh, very easy to bend.
Like the
Probably-
easiest?
Probably the
Yeah.
easiest.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And none of them are. Okay, so here's your takeaway. We have no idea if we did this right, you guys. We're waiting to get all of your data also to see how you did. And then that's going to be our biggest clue. If we get a lot of people getting the same kind of results, then maybe that makes me feel better that I did it right. I might have done it totally wrong. I've never done this before. I still can't believe they're letting me teach this class. I have no clue what's supposed to happen. So I'm going to compare my results to what you came up with, and then together we're going to all kind of brainstorm as to what we think the results should be. So hopefully this helps. Stay safe. Do not do this in your house at all. If you got a propane torch, do it outside. Make sure your parents are helping you. If you did not fill out the permission form, then you have to watch Mr. T, and you guys all do it together that way. All right? Take care. Bye.